Always cold and rainy on my days off. Anyways, guys, today we're going to see if we can't get this 2001 Honda 400EX running again. Stay tuned. So like I said, guys, it's a 2001. Oh, I apologize. It is a 2002. I guess I can confirm that with the VIN later on, but I think it's underneath that light on Hondas. As you can see, somebody did the whole like 2010-ish skin graphics kit. Don't get to see much of that anymore. I didn't realize that that's like literally a cover, so it still has the original red seat. Obviously missing the headlights there. Got some aftermarket LED pods. Brand new tires. That one is flat. That one looks like it's holding air, so I'd assume probably a bead leak. Same thing with the rears. Both brand new. Look at that. Still have the ridge in there and the little tits on the side. Obviously had at least one ride on them, but both flat, so I'm assuming it's got some bead leak action going on. Got that custom rear light bracket, you know, just dangling there. That's good. When I was loading it up, I did notice that the rear carrier is loose. I don't know if I can tighten it up with the jam nut, or maybe it came loose. It's tight or seized, one of the two. So might be having to replace that, but Honda does come with, oh, well, I thought it was a grease zerk. Huh. I thought that was a grease zerk cover. Thought I could grease that, but I guess not. OE toolbox. You don't get a lot of those get broken off, taken off. Well, come off there. You're made to come off. Oh, some bolts. Screwdriver. Oh, double-ended. Obviously has not been open in a while. Oh, I think that's a spark plug wrench. These have a really narrow spark plug area in the head. A 7/16 wrench. I think that's what it used to say. Huh. Pretty rusty, but at least it's there, so that's cool. It does have black plastics on it, the black and yellow look. I kind of dig it. Obviously it goes with the skin cover and the graphics, but it did come with an extra set of yellow plastics. They're out in the truck. And then a full set of paddle tires. That's not to it, but those two. And then there's the fronts are in the parts room there. Some pretty good Nerf bars. I did notice that it needed a shifter just for the upper part that goes on your toe there. So I did go ahead and order that. Other than that, it did leak oil. Looks like it's coming from down below. We'll get it up in our teeth here in a second and take a better look at it. I did notice that the old handlebar switch here, not only is it loose, but pretty beat up. You know, I didn't really ask details. He wasn't home. The wife didn't know much about what it was doing or was not doing. I don't know if it was cranking, just not starting, or no crank at all. Well, that's pretty loose and frayed. So looks like we're going to need a clutch cable. See if we got any special goodies in here. Looks like a K&N from first glance. Oh, it's got a pre-filter on it. Feels like a K&N based on the metal caps on both ends. That looks kind of red. Remove the pantyhose here. Feel like I should buy a dinner first. I would say that's probably K&N air filter. Super dusty. Looks like a dune trip Was probably the last one, or maybe just a really dirty dirt ride. Syracuse Sand Dunes. That's Syracuse, Kansas, all the way out west. 2017. Got some of those aluminum air ducts. Obviously race shaved fenders here. Those really just force air down its throat there. I really don't know how good it does on an air-cooled motor, but if it makes them feel good, I guess. Stock A-arm, stock shocks. Safety third on that other side. I don't know World Sand Drag. I think that sticker is actually the company that made this. Not sure about that one. I know this engine isn't built because, well, I built it. Or did not build it, I guess. Sorry guys, on that zoomed out version, I can't have the flash on, which I find weird, but it is what it is. A little bit of oil from the clutch cover, maybe. It's definitely kind of caked on the frame there. Maybe the lines here, they just have little O-rings in them. Well, that bolt's back down. Not sure what's going on there. Rear brake has no pressure behind it. It's not moving the caliper. Oh, maybe it is. It's just not holding. So no rear brakes. Playing the steering. Good pressure in the front brakes. Those do work. Get back to this view. Chain was super tight, I noticed. I mean, this is with nobody on it. The suspension's not depressed. So when you sit on it, your swing arm actually extends just slightly. So when the bike is relaxed in a, I mean, relax is the proper terminology for it. This chain should have quite a bit of slack in it. You know, not enough to fully take off the chain, but more than that, you risk actually premature wear on the carrier bearing, and plus possibly breaking it. And I highly doubt that cheapo OE case saver is going to help it any. Well, enough of this. Let's get it up on the lift and get it in our teeth. Oh yeah, it also came with that bifolding ramp there. Did just notice now that it's up off the ground, that A-arm's bent. Haven't been able to completely pinpoint it. Actually, I think it might be the whole. Yep. A lot of up and down play. They do have a bolt here on the bottom side. Oh, no cotter pin. Wonder if I can't just tighten that up a bit. That bushing may need to be replaced. Anyways, upper bushings are moving just a little bit. No battery, like I said. I don't think I said anything, but it does have a big gun ES exhaust. It's loud from what I remember. Oh, maybe it wasn't carrier bearing. Jesus. If you guys remember from one of my older videos, just because you can get the cotter pin through does not mean that the wheel's tight, or the hub is tight for that matter. Then the lug nuts are on backwards. These are aftermarket rims. Maybe they don't take that tight. Anyways, that's a good way to replace your axle. Let's check this side. A little bit, not as bad. That one's at least tight, but not fully. So maybe all the play I was feeling when I was loading it up was in the hubs, not the carrier bearing, which I can tell you, tightening up the hubs is a lot easier than trying to replace that carrier bearing. I really like these Nerf bars though. These are the more expensive ones, but it gives you such a better foot placement. Leaking pretty good. All right in through there. But it's probably that seal. All underneath here. Lift, don't fail me now. I mean, this thing hasn't ran. And the whole bottom is just covered in oil. I mean, it's about to drip right there. Looks like that's probably going to be that clutch cover gasket. Or, I could be wrong. That oil hose is right there. Like I was saying, just has an O-ring on the other side of it. Seal right there for the shift shaft. Pretty common. Oily, oily, oily. Okay, so far, a lot of maintenance stuff. Really hoping that maintenance stuff doesn't turn into engine stuff as well. Oh, well, I guess the first thing to check is to get a battery in here. So obviously I knew that I needed a battery. Went ahead and ordered one. Jumped on the old interwebs on the eBays and found this Chrome Pro line Motorsports iGel battery. It is an AGM. It was $38.65 with 2-day FedEx shipping. I don't go too much into product placement, nothing like that. I'm not sponsored. This isn't a paid advertisement, anything like that. But when I see a good product, I like to talk about it. I like to share it to hopefully help other people. So saw this. It was a good price. AGM battery, because like the ones at the local parts stores, I had to buy one for that Raptor, and it was over $100. And it was just crazy. So I actually returned it after I bought this one, and I bought another one for it. Never seen one with a voltmeter built into it. Yeah, I did not charge this. It comes pre-charged. It tells you the battery, how much it's full. 12.6 is a fine amount. Then it tells you the product runtime. And then I believe it even has an alarm, which I haven't read the instructions because I'm not interested in the alarm. But it even has an alarm to tell you. It's got an 18-month warranty, which that one from the local parts store only had a 6-month. Tells you how to decode everything. And then I'm sure with all these words, because, well, too bad I ain't going to read them. It even tells you how to set the alarm. So anyways, I really like these. Just with that built in. They come out of Illinois. They are made in Thailand, but I don't think there's a battery out there that's made in the States. So, comes out of Illinois. I like it. I'm probably going to keep buying them. Obviously, I just took a quick peek-see at the thing. Ordered a new shifter just to give it that new look. Nice and shiny. With a good tip still. I had an extra one somewhere. I had that one. And I thought about running it. But, nah. Just went ahead and ordered that one. And then I ordered a new switch. Just because, for one, it looks a hell of a lot better. And then I really think probably the issues that they were having was going to be that switch related to that switch. We're going to get this battery installed real quick. Pretty easy. I think there was probably a strap. Probably goes through there, comes around, bolts in there. Gonna have to figure out something. But fairly easy. I have to figure out how Honda wants these ran. But let me get this battery thrown in. I'll be back with you guys. All right, so that's in there. I guess I better probably check it for oil, especially with how much it's leaking. I mean, it's on there. If it's leaking it, it's got it. It's when it stops leaking is where you need to be concerned. There is a random toggle switch here. Figured that switch would have been for the pods. Oh. So what does this toggle switch do? So they're both, at least they work. They're just on off. It's supposed to have a high low. Looks like it doesn't matter. There's just on off. If anybody's got a cheap headlight assembly they'd like to sell me, I'd probably buy it. Just comment down below. We'll figure out some way to talk to you. Okay, we got a couple wires twisted together here. Might be a neutral safety. I did see that that's disconnected, but that's possibly for this excellent taillight assembly that it's got going on here. Who knows? Well, I guess. And I have not checked the fuel. I mean, it smells old, but I mean, it still smells like gas. So it's not crazy varnished. It's not crazy bad, but you know, probably could use a fresh change. Oh. Okay. I got one turn out of it. Okay. Intermediate button here. There it goes. Gotta find the sweet spot. I mean, sounds good. Okay. So the switch is pretty intermediate. So that's probably going to be an issue there. But, oh, well, let's see if she'll kick off. Come on. Okay. Get nothing. I know the battery's got voltage. Take that off real quick. Just turn it out of the way. Yeah, these should probably be ran on the other side. Does it have to have like a specific spot? Key is still on. It's recognizing neutral. Well, I'd say probably the switch was the issue. Let's get it changed out. It's going to be connected right here. That's your oil cooler. So just right there. It's probably on a tab right there. And it just slides in right through there. Pull back the connector on that. I guess I can pull it up through here. Okay, I just ended up cutting that brown wire because while it goes to this, man, that one's cut too. While it goes to this, I mean, we're replacing it anyways. I was concerned because while I unplugged this pigtail, I was feeling this one and I didn't remember seeing two on there, except for that guy, which is probably the neutral safety switch at the clutch. That's actually probably tied off. Yellow and green. Yep. So they just tied those two together because they put on this aftermarket one, which is loose and needs a clutch cable. So it looks like that's the one that runs underneath your fender, and then this one is connected down by the frame. Of course, this one's zip tied because why wouldn't it be? So get your tin snips, you know. Scissors are scissors in my opinion. Pull that down. These aluminum things are really in my way. But I'm sure it keeps the engine nice and cool. another plug that I didn't realize. And then those are to the pod lights. So I assume this one probably got plugged into the square one up here, and then the big light bar just got spliced in. Instead of running a regular headlight and bright combo, it's just on. Don't know what the brown one does. Doesn't matter at this point anymore. And spliced together. Nasty, dirty. So like I said, on the back of it, it's just two Phillips. Some are underneath, depending on what you're working on. I think the Warriors and the Raptors are all underneath. I know, just looking over at the Raptor 660, it's definitely underneath. Gritty. You got a lot of buildup in it. Oh, eviction time, little spider. Pretty dirty inside there. I don't know where my bottle of spray degreaser went. Just use the $5 carb clean. It's fine. Well worth it. Take off the two Phillips on the back of the new one. Kind of nice. Yamaha, they run wires on both sides. So you have to split the two and then kind of like work it on. Oh, it's broken. Looks like they put a piece of like PVC pipe on it to get it to hold on. Cool, cool. Okay. Like that there. I still have that dang Raptor, by the way, guys. I think I'm up to 8 subscribers. The Raptor video got a lot of views. I think we're over 80, something like that right now, which I was surprised. That thing was filmed for TikTok. Not too in depth, kind of quick nitty gritty, but it is diagnosing kind of start to finish, because that one came in non-running and the engine needed work. If you haven't checked out that video, please do so, along with all my other ones. Man, I'm missed. Oh well, it's good enough for now. I grab these little packets from like O'Reilly's and such. It's just lithium grease. They call it all sorts of different stuff. This one's electric or connector protector. Just dielectric grease, lithium grease. But it keeps out moisture and stuff. It'll help prolong some stuff. Keep that in mind. See if I can't just get this temporarily ran. Just in case it's not the issue. I need to come back together. And then it's not recognizing neutral because these, when your clutch is pulled in or you're in neutral, it completes the circuit, but that's an open circuit right now. So we're going to bypass that just real quick. I'm just going to grab a little 10 amp fuse here. Put one side there. Put the other side there. Oh, is that the one though? Makes sense. Get this on there correctly. Oh. Doesn't go on because there's a pilot hole. Now this doesn't have. That right there. OE bars probably have a small hole that it goes onto. But these are Renthal bars, so it'll keep it from rotating on you. But let's get rid of it. She gone. Let's try this again. Much better. So like I said, it's going to rotate a little bit now, but that's what it is. If it turned out to be a problem for me or you guys, if you take a little bit of electrical tape, wrap around where it's supposed to go, it'll help you just give some grip. Yeah. A little bit, but not much. Okay, I'm still not recognizing neutral. Man, I don't think this clutch cable even works. Yeah, I'm not moving the clutch over there. Cool. Alright, well, let me work, try to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Well, I probably should have left the camera going because I just scared myself. Still working on why I don't have the neutral safety light kicking on, so that means I can't use the switch here. Anyways, so I was just kind of moving stuff around, checking wires, and ended up pulling. Oh, come on, do it again. Make sure I didn't change nothing here. So yeah, I'm jumping the solenoid somehow, but it scared me. I wish I would have left you guys running because you'd have seen me jump. See if it's still doing it. Still doing it. But switch killed it. It's like the solenoid is now like that. You did that. That's me jumping the solenoid. I got nothing in between it, obviously. I mean, because when I jump it using the screwdriver, it works. The neutral light came on. It did that. And I moved the neutral safety wire down here at the case. That's coming on now. So okay, the solenoid's not bad. It's doing its job. Just it's getting improper signal. Starts up great though. All I've done is just turn the gas on and fire right up. Every time. I'm going to watch this and realize I make goofy faces when I can't get connectors to come off. Oh, it'll come off of there. I used dielectric grease and everything. Ow. Oh. And this one just keeps coming unplugged. But it's just for the headlights. for the headlights and the light for the neutral safety switch. Something pinched. Try again. Why do you think the choke is on? So it's starting right up with choke. So I can shut the gas off. After chasing some wires, making sure that nothing was pinched, popped, or anything else, I've kind of came to the conclusion that, you know what, it might be that part I just installed. And sure enough, it is. So what I did, I went and grabbed the old one. Let me get you set up. All right, so if you ever install something and all of a sudden you're starting to have a new issue that you didn't before, there's a good chance it's the part, as long as it's the same thing. I'm having a crank issue. It's continuously cranking. That has to do with the actual starter button. So what I did, unhooked that, took the old one, plugged her on in here, and sure enough, funny thing is, it even works now. Well, wherever I put it. Gotcha. So, now that this push button magically works, it's still ugly though. All right, I got the switch up here on the bench. So the start button here is literally just a positive and a negative switch. When you press it, it closes the switch, allows power to go back here, back to the relay, which closes the relay, allows power to be sent to the starter and the bike to start. The green wire is also a control wire from there. That is the neutral safety switch. Make sure that the clutch is depressed, and that's why I have it currently fused out. I will end up wiring them together and probably tucking that down in there. So this little switch here is just held in by that little Phillips head, and I wonder if I can actually rob it off of the other one and replace maybe just the cap on it and use the actual switch out of it. So I tore the switch all the way down, and when I was cleaning out the rubber sealer that would go around kind of the solder points here, I think they were touching. Now by the time I was able to actually get down there and see, I think I had already separated it, because I rehooked up the wires, and it did not crank until I completely formed the switch together. And this is your switch, guys. So it's just a couple pieces of copper on a spring. So when you press your button, that goes down and connects the circuit. That's your negative, that's your positive. That little piece of metal just goes down, touches everything, and gives the signal to send the power. So I took the old switch. I did clean it up a bit. I'm assuming that maybe that was just, the contacts were just kind of dirty. So I cleaned it up a bit, just temporarily kind of twisted them together there, and it works as it should on the bike. So it was definitely the switch. Kind of disappointing, but anyways, I'm going to go back together. The bodies are just ever so slightly different, and I'm hoping I can get it at least bolted back in. It may be shifted one way or the other, but I guess we'll see. At least I'll have a cap to go back on it. Check back in. So the proper way to do that would have been to have soldered them, but I did the old twist and heat shrink. Heat shrink is just, you can find it over at old Wally World there, Hyper Tough. It's just plastic that you put it over wires, and then after you join them, either through solder or twist or something, put it on before you twist it, and then slide it up. Then take you a heat, a little lighter, shrinks it down. You can use whatever, a heat gun, a lighter, a torch, or your mom, girlfriend, sister,
you know, whatever, who's ever hair dryer, you know, just get permission first. You can even use it. It does get hot enough. It doesn't have to be ridiculously high temps. So that's repaired. Let's keep going. Well, a lot of doing what I've already did and some extra steps to it, but fire's right up. Switch works as it should now. Kind of sucks. Oh, and it looks just fine. Focus. There we go. That is the old switch in there. You know, I had to rewire it in, and then that cat fit on there. It's centered properly. Whole 9 yards. So I'm actually really happy with that. It sucks that I had to do it. I shouldn't have, but I guess that's what you get when you buy inferior parts. Did I show you that earlier? Anyways, I noticed that. I forgot about it. If I showed you, great. I'm gonna fix it. Anyways, works as it should. Bike fires right up, and I wish I knew the voltage of the battery. Oh wait, I do. Look at that. 12.43, and that's because I use a Chrome Pro battery that has a built-in voltage regulator on there. I told you guys, I like that battery. I really do. Anyways, really sucks. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since I started this video, and I hate it. It was the part I put on, but let that be a lesson to you guys. Again, if you have one problem, you put a new part on, and all of a sudden you have a new problem that's related to that new part. Look at that new part. A lot of quality nowadays are kind of going in the crapper. It always could be that. Now, if you try another one and it does the same thing, I would say the probability is probably in the favor of something else is wrong. But it's worth taking a look at the new one. Take a look at the old one if you still can use it. I had the intermediate problem on the old one, plus it was ugly. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get the new shifter on. I got it right here. I went shiny. New shifter. I'm going to put that thing on there. I show you guys how loose the Oh, I have not fixed it. All right. So, if you've been paying attention, if you're one of my 11 subscribers, you might have seen the Raptor video where I checked the axle nuts and they were loose. And I was like, man, this is crazy. It's the same way, but worse. The cotter pin is in there. Let me zoom in here. The cotter pin is in there. The nut's loose. Just because you can get the cotter pin in there does not mean that key doesn't need to be tightened. I really hope that axle's not wallered out. But I thought the carrier bearing was loose. Turns out it was just the freaking axle hub. So pulled off the rear wheel here because I need to tighten the axle hub. All right. So these are not universal rims. These are wallered out from this wheel moving. Why did it move? It's because you cannot use the stock lug nuts, the acorn style lug nuts, because from the factory, Hondas have a drop center. You cannot flip these around and put that on there with a washer and it'll hold, because it won't, obviously. Just go get you some Yamaha lug nuts, which are just 14 millimeter nuts. Same thread pattern. That'll hold the wheel. So now, I'm trying to remember if I have another Honda wheel or not. That's not super deep. Or hope that with the proper lug nuts, will it hold. This thing just keeps on giving, huh? Well, I went ahead and D2008 MX ATV off-road furied it. Like I said, I couldn't stand those graphics. Very old, but I don't know if that's picking it up or not. But there's a nice outline of those females and their tongues. And I don't know why it's yellow, because that is definitely not the color from the factory of the plastics. So that kind of stained it almost. Nice and shiny though. It's probably been on there for quite some time. Went ahead and removed the Dune sticker. Uncovered those speed holes. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to hold down. Toggle switches to put in. Don't know. I will leave the carbon fiber wrap. That's nice and broken. Oh, good. It's a good thing I got this cheap enough. I mean, I knew it was a project, in a way, but at least it runs. Back on the 400EX today. It's been about another week or so since I filmed that last part. I jumped on eBay and Partzilla, ordered a bunch of parts. Most of them came in. I think the rest of the stuff from Partzilla is supposed to be sent out today, if not tomorrow. Some of the stuff was on back order. So anyways, I've already disconnected the clutch cable, or the clutch handle here, clutch perch. The cable is, she's rusty. She's not going anywhere. So got another one from Motion Pro, top of line clutch cables if you ask me, and throttle cables. So we're going to be taking this off on a new clutch lever as well. Just like we did in the Raptor 350 video. If you haven't checked that one out, please do so. Unbolt that. Obviously this one was broken. And then just kind of put your peepers on where that clutch cable goes. Looks like it goes to the left side of the body here. Comes down right here by the exhaust where it's been just a cooking. Goes in through there. And obviously pops out the right side, the clutch side. Comes up through here and connects there. So all you got to do is take it off from the perch, pulling that back, pushing that in, popping that out, just kind of feeding it through, loosen up these two guys here, which I'm doing by hand. That one probably I can't. Huh, my clutch is kind of, hopefully the clutch not seized, or stuck together, I guess, not seized. But loosen up those. If you can't get those loosened up, just pop those 2 8mm off, and she'll come out. And that, among other reasons, is why we got a new one. She is pretty rough. Keep that guy. You never know when you might need an adjuster. So then just kind of pull it down through there. I think that even loosened itself up. Pull that through. Take that nut all the way off, like that. All right, so give yourself some slack. Push that in. That'll allow that kind of to fall in. Then you can pull it out. And boom. Focus. Clutch cable's out. So here's the new one. There's the part number there for Motion Pro. These are made in China, but I like them. Sticker. So I do like to feed these down instead of trying to feed it back up. Let gravity work with you instead of against you. Just have found that it always works out better that way. The same thing when going back on. You want to take that nut off. Want to run that one all the way to the back. All right, and just kind of eyeball it at first. Now you're gonna have a lot of slop up here, or down here, I guess. Up until you get this guy set. Let me grab the new handle. So I didn't go with like a, what is it, ASV, ASR clutch lever. Just went with the cheapo universal one, but she will work. So get all those lined up so you can just drop the cable down in there. All right, so I got that on there. I did just do a test. When it goes into gear, it doesn't move. As in, like, the clutch is always pulled. What I like to do when I'm adjusting it, this back one here, just keep adjusting on it up until it stops being pulled backwards. And that moves little by little. So once you kind of get that thing loose, just tighten it up just a little bit. Put some tension back on it. So about right there. She's kind of loose again. Kind of run that one in with your finger.
Tighten that one up. Make sure there's good. Okay. Whew, she's humid today. But there we go. So with just that little bit of slack on the cable itself, tighten it up just a smidge, and she'll be good to go. If you ever do a clutch cable and then it acts like you have nothing but neutral, even when you're in gear, your clutch cable is probably too tight. That clutch is engaged or disengaged. Pulling the clutch, it disengages the transmission. So there's that. All right, guys. So there we have it. 400EX is back up and running again. Had a lot of snags along the way, but worked through it. I kind of caused it. Well, the part caused it. It is back up on the lift. I'm still waiting on a box of parts, but this is where I got to end this video. There will be a part 2, just doing some maintenance things, the O-rings, oil change, a few other little things, hub nuts. Still waiting on those as well. But yeah, got another one up and running. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Have another four-wheeler there. Got it up and running again. And then I got another one out back. I keep talking like, man, I can't find four-wheelers. All of a sudden, they're just popping up like crazy. I think I bought 3 in the past week or so. And then I'm looking at another one today. So stay tuned for all of that, guys. Please like, share, comment, interact with me. Subscribe to the channel. I think I'm up to 14 now, which is honestly great. I'm at 400 views on the 300EX engine rebuild, which I'm really surprised about. And then the Raptor 350 build that you saw that I did sell. Again, guys, I appreciate all the views and everything. It keeps me motivated, keeps me wanting to share more content with you guys. Hopefully, I can help somebody else work through a problem that they're having with their four-wheeler. All right, guys, that's where we're going to end it. Always remember, keep between the ditches, unless that's where you intend to go.